Thank you to the citizens watching and to the Chamber for putting on this video forum. I'm Patrick Crippen, Republican candidate for Sheriff of Citrus County. I'm a Florida native. I was born in Miami and raised right here in Citrus County. My family has been in Citrus County for nearly 50 years. I attended the Homosassa Elementary School, the Christopher Middle School, and graduated Christopher High School in 1984. I started my nearly 20 years of law enforcement service right here in Citrus County. I am the only candidate that brings 12 years of corporate leadership experience as executive manager, director, and vice president to the table. As your next sheriff, I will bring the community, businesses, and employees together as it was when I worked for CCSO. I'm endorsed by Chris Priest, the great-great-nephew of the first ever sheriff in Citrus County. I am also endorsed by the past sheriff and Senator Charles Dean, sitting Sheriff Tom Spangler of Knox County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee, retired police chiefs of Citrus County with 157 years of experience, in a group of clergy with 360 years of service to their congregation. I'm also endorsed by 31 local businesses in Citrus County and counting. I hold an A rating with the NRA. The Sheriff's Office should have a proactive approach with local businesses, building partnerships, bridging the gap between the citizens, businesses, and CCSO. Our local businesses are the foundation of our county and should be supported as such. When I was working at CCSO, it was commonplace to stop and visit businesses during the midnight shifts, do security checks, leaving business cards at their doors. This will come back under a Sheriff Crippen's office. We will increase the current traffic units and marine units and reallocate deputies back into the neighborhoods and implement a business advocate. We will ensure every program is being operated effectively and efficiently. If the program is not, it will be reevaluated, revitalized, or terminated. We will also start with a zero-based budget, validating the current budget. We will have a common sense, proactive approach for our citizens, our businesses, and employees, rebuilding this trust back in the Sheriff's Office. Thank you. The key issues facing the Sheriff's Office, there's quite a few. I think probably the number one issue is retention and employment of new deputies. We have to bring their pay scales up. We have to ensure that the employees are being empowered. I think the second part, or the second one of the key issue, is bringing the Sheriff's Office back to the community and having community interaction with the community and the citizens of Citrus County. Those are two of the key issues I see, among with traffic and drugs as well. A minute is quite short to answer the question, but I would say that employee retention, bringing the Sheriff's Office back into the community, and then of course the traffic and drug issues. So I think the most important skill that I bring to the Sheriff's Office is my personality. I'm a people person. I do best when I'm in front of people, talking with people and being with people. I also think that part of, it's not really a skill, it's the diversity of the candidate coming to the table. As with me, I'm a hometown kid. I grew up in Citrus County. I have local law enforcement. I left for 12 years and gained corporate experience, and I bring all that back to Citrus County. And to me, the diversity of my background makes me the leader of the pack within the sheriff's candidates. So there are many partnerships within the Sheriff's Office that need to be revitalized, and one of those is the partnerships with the businesses of Citrus County. The businesses of Citrus County are the building blocks and the foundation of basically everything that happens within our community. We got to make sure that our businesses are taken care of, Back when I was a deputy sheriff, we would do impromptu visits to the businesses to make sure that they were okay, and let the businesses know who their deputy was in that area. And also we would do security checks at night and put business cards in the doors to let them know that we were checking their businesses. So I would say that the business partnerships are very important for the sheriff's office. Thank you. Our campaign has worked 2 years to ensure our message was sent loud and clear to the citizens of Citrus County. There's a few things I want to make sure I touch on before I say goodbye. Drugs and traffic. If the drug approach is currently working, why has the sheriff's office deployed 68 Narcan deployments over the past several weeks? Our traffic numbers are fuzzy at best. The number that I'm worried about is one. The one person that ODs, the one person that's killed in an automobile accident. In my book, that one person is one too many. We currently have many vacancies in patrol, communications, and lost many volunteers over the past 4 years. You, the citizens and the businesses, now have a chance to elect a sheriff that best represents you in Citrus County. It is time that we bring the sheriff's office back home. Please vote Patrick Crippen for Citrus County Sheriff August 18th.
Hello, my name is Mel Eckley, and I'm a Republican candidate for Citrus County Sheriff. I want to thank the Dunnellon Chamber for this opportunity to speak to their members and obviously the residents that share both our county lines and both of our communities. I'm a retired 25-year sheriff's executive who started out at the bottom. I did 5 years in patrol, work in neighborhoods like the ones that you live in. I moved on to community policing, where I learned how to interact with other businesses, other governmental entities, and communities, working closely with them and understanding their problems and how would we collectively work to solve them. From there, I moved on to undercover narcotics. I worked drug trafficking organizations. I worked closely with the DEA task force in Tampa. I worked wiretaps and ongoing surveillances, both moving and stationary. I did wiretaps. This investigative skill led me to move on to other investigative components within my career. I spent some time as a school-based resource officer. It's a great way to learn your community through the hearts and the minds of the children. I created safe opportunities at the school that I worked at in order for the teachers to teach and the students to learn. I moved from there into the detective of the major crimes unit, rape, robbery, and homicide, working child abuse, domestic violence, murder, child abductions. After that, I moved on as a sergeant in patrol, overseeing deputy sheriffs in a community just like the ones that we live in, instructing them, developing them, and leading them each night. I was brought back into the major crimes unit as the supervisor, where I oversaw 7 detectives. I oversaw the missing abducted child unit and the runaway and the missing persons unit. I was promoted to lieutenant, and I worked in an area in my county where I oversaw 4 sergeants, and each sergeant had about 8 to 10 deputy sheriffs assigned to them. I was promoted to captain of all investigators, about over 150 of them: rape, robbery, homicide, victim advocacy, white collar economic, unlicensed contracting. Moved on to major of logistics, our purchasing division. I oversaw HR for about 1,300 people, the 26th largest sheriff's office in the country. My last assignment was in patrol, where I oversaw all uniform operations in Pasco County. I can tell you that we need a sheriff to move forward to ensure that we develop these relationships with citizens like you, business, nonprofits, and other elected officials. A main priority is the members of the sheriff's office. I want to make sure that we compensate them adequately and focus on retention. We need to work on mental health, drug addiction, and homelessness. My strategies are completely different than the current sheriff's, from traffic crash intervention to the drug strategies and focusing on mental health and homelessness. Remember me, August 18th, Mel Eckley, Citrus County Sheriff. Thank you. The number one key issue facing the Citrus County Sheriff's Office today is obviously employee retention and recruitment. People want a place they want to come to work and enjoy themselves, and they want to be developed and recognized. We need a sheriff who's not going to be self-serving and use social media each and every day. Let's put the good men and women, the work that they do, on the front of the Facebook each and every day. I led the HR department of over 1,300 people, and I was in charge of recruitment. When you have a culture that is welcoming and one that is safe and one that's serving, it's not difficult to recruit folks. I can promise you this, I won't spend $25,000 on billboards on the side of the road to recruit people to the sheriff's office. My leadership, culture, and diversity will draw people into work, and we'll retain the best people that we possibly can. Thank you. The most important skill that a sheriff should have is one of leadership and one of servancy, putting others before yourself. No sheriff can do this job without his citizens, without their support, without their collaboration. It can't be effective. People want to know how much you care long before they care how much you know. I can tell you that the greatest sheriffs in Central Florida, and we have many of them, Grady Judd and Chris Nacco and Chad Chronister, these people connect to their communities. They truly understand them. They're willing to listen to them. They have town halls. They take that information back, and they're very responsive. If you give me this opportunity, when you call, I'm going to answer that phone. I'm going to listen to what you have to say, and we're going to work together to make Citrus County safer. Thank you. It's vital to establish and maintain key partnerships within every county. I can tell you that partnerships with our nonprofits, Mid-Florida Homeless Coalition, NAMI, to address mental health, working closely with the school board so we can create safe environments for our teachers to teach and our students to learn. I want to work closely with other county government entities. I need to work with county road engineers. We need to come up with a plan in order to make our roads safer for you and your family and my family and I. Partnerships with other law enforcement agencies will be key, working closely with Florida Fish and Game to make sure that our waterways are safe. The Nature Coast is a beautiful place, and tourism drives a lot of our funding. I can tell you I'll work closely with the contracted cities of Inverness and the city of Crystal River to ensure they get each and every service that they pay for, above and beyond what I will provide to each and every one of you every day. Let's get back to having community connection like Sheriff Dawsey. So when that phone rings, someone will answer, someone will listen, and someone will act. Thank you for your time. My name is Mel Eckley, and I'm a Republican candidate for Citrus County Sheriff. I'm the only candidate with a 25-year continuous progressive career, someone who started out at the bottom and worked in most positions across the organization. I've overseen every business function in the organization. I've been detective, captain, lieutenant, and then retired as a major. Citrus County is going to change. You need a sheriff who has been there and done that, and who will lead the Parkway development change and understands how do we plan for growth. I will strategically budget. I'll work with our county commissioners and our other elected officials to ensure that we have a strong partnership which only benefits you and benefits the men and women of the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. Please don't leave your future in the hands of someone who needs to learn this job. Let's leave the future, and please support me on August 18th, Citrus County Sheriff Mel Eckley. Thank you.
Go ahead.
My name is Michael Clabb Jr. I'm honored to be a Republican candidate for sheriff for 2020. I have resided in Citrus County for over 3 decades, have served the law enforcement profession since 1978, being employed with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, New York City Housing Police Department, City of Crystal River, and Citrus County Sheriff's Office. I have served this great country for 3.5 years in the United States Army as a military policeman, retiring as a first sergeant. During my law enforcement career, I put my life on the line each day, protecting the lives of our children, our citizens, and our community. Working in the most challenging and stressful patrol, investigative, and undercover assignments. I'm an only candidate that can say I have arrested thousands of criminals in Citrus County, keeping this community safe and putting the bad guys in jail. My law enforcement career afforded me many rewarding assignments, include that of a deputy sheriff, community resource officer, patrol corporal, training coordinator, patrol sergeant, detective sergeant, drug task force sergeant, lieutenant, and commander of support services. My civilian career consists of a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice and a master's degree in management and leadership. Over my career, I have attended more than 1,500 hours of police specialty training, instructor training, investigative, supervisory, leadership, narcotics, grant writing, police liability, and use of force training, and have served in many command positions. I have excelled in my responsibilities, put the priorities of my officers and my soldiers first. I spearheaded and brought a police union to the city of Crystal River when we had antiquated police cars and our radios were held together by tape and rubber bands. I wrote federal grants to give community relations in our community and also put together community relation programs. As our sheriff, I will take the same steps to ensure and create good race relations between the sheriff's office, minority organizations, and communities that I've done throughout my law enforcement career. Good race relations begin with good community policing, something our county has done without for way too long. You will have access to me 24/7 as your sheriff of Citrus County, and I believe in the people before politics. I'm not a politician, and I will work for the people. I am the only candidate that has resided in Citrus County for over 3 decades and still continue to serve my Citrus County community. My 30 years plus of civilian military law enforcement experience give me more management skills to qualify me as your next sheriff. Please vote for Mike Clive on August 18th. It is not a need for me, but a necessity for the community. Thank you. The key issues facing the sheriff's office today is the lack of manpower. We're losing too many deputies to larger agencies due to the fact that we have a low salary base. How I plan to address them issues, to give a transparent budget, take away the unnecessary wants and put in needs, and also put together a labor relations board to allow our deputy sheriffs and employees to put in place a union, police union. That will give us more benefits, that will give them more longevity pay, that would allow them to know what benefits they'll be receiving. They'll be protected, everybody will be treated equally, discipline would be given out fairly, and there won't be no politics involved in decisions made at the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. The most important skill a Citrus County Sheriff should have, or any sheriff, should be somebody that's related to or gets involved in the community. Current sheriff is not out as he should be. That's the complaints that we hear continuously from our business leaders and the people within our community. I will meet monthly with the people of the community to hear their concerns and issues that they may have. Put together a community relations board. If we have issues, we can address them before they become problems. Leadership skills are important. Over my 30 years in the military and law enforcement, I've worked in many management positions, have done many things to benefit not only the agency that I work with, but the people of our community, and I will bring community relations back to the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. Thank you. Different partnerships within the community that we need to address and highlight would be getting back into the communities. During my time in law enforcement, City of Crystal River, I was responsible for our community policing program, whereas I held events during the months on the weekends for our children and our community. As a community resource officer, I was responsible to be the problem solver throughout the northwest quadrant of Citrus County. When the deputies couldn't handle the situation, I was put in place. We need to get back to the community resource program, where each specific area of Citrus County has a deputy that responds to the needs and wants of that community, and also be involved with the community through different programs such as Police Athletic League. Our youth division at the Sheriff's Office will be initiated to have detectives and deputies work within the community with the different youth sports programs of our community. As your sheriff, the community will have access to me at any time and my office door will always be open. Unlike my opponents, I've been a part of the community since 1987, playing a major role in the life of hundreds of people in our community. I always assured my officers were involved in good community policing, practicing, and race relations, and as sheriffs, my deputies will be in our communities. Our deputies will know the business leaders and the community leaders, and our business leaders, community leaders will know our deputy sheriffs. I organize many community events such as Kids Day in the Park, 3-on-3 basketball games, police versus community events, softball and basketball tournaments, helping to bring the community together. As your sheriff, I will continue to put an extreme basis on that. This election is extremely important, and the people of Citrus County need to decide what is best for the county. We need to get away from the political factions and get back to the people. Thank you, and vote for Mike Clyde, August 18th for Citrus County Sheriff.
Good afternoon. I'm Citrus County Sheriff Mike Prendergast. Before I begin my formal remarks, let me plant a couple of seeds with you so that you can carry that as part of the theme for this entire discussion. Experience matters and results matter. When I was elected back in 2016, I went out and knocked on countless thousands of doors all across Citrus County asking people for their vote in the upcoming primary. And the number one thing on the minds of our citizens at that time, which remains the number one thing on their minds today, is the drug problem in Citrus County. No county in America, and indeed no county across the state of Florida, is immune to this problem. And it's been a problem that we've been going after hard and fast ever since day one, on January 3rd, 2017, when I was sworn in. The folks also talked to me a lot about the traffic problems that we had in Citrus County. And then they talked to me about the inner workings of the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. So what I brought to bear on day one was more than 3.5 decades of law enforcement experience to the job. And since that day, we have been laboring intensely to meet the expectations of the citizens of our community and also answer those those issues that are out there that we want to get to and solve the problems for. So the past 3.5 years have been extraordinarily busy. To say that our promises that we've made have been kept would be an understatement. So let me talk a little bit about the drug problem, for example. Back in 2016, when I took over, the folks were deeply concerned about the drugs permeating all across our community. In 2017, we made 688 drug arrests, and we had over 1,000 drug charges for various things for sale and distribution of narcotics in Citrus County. In fact, we had a great heroin bust and the largest methamphetamine bust in the history of the county back in 2017. Well, in 2018, we redoubled our efforts and we included 774 arrests in that year and an additional 1,164 charges, and 94 drug dealers were arrested in Citrus County Jail. In 2019, we broke all records. We had nearly $1 million in drugs seized, and we also had more than 923 drug arrests with 1,393 charges. Not to be outdone by the drug issue, back in 2017, we created a dedicated traffic unit to go after the traffic issues. A year later, we saw a 52% reduction in the number of traffic accidents on the US 19 corridor. A year after that, we reduced traffic fatalities by over 40% in Citrus County. A huge thing to be really working towards. And this year, we're continuing to labor intensely with our traffic unit, working with our federal and state partners to continue to make sure that folks get an idea about the traffic issues facing our community. I'll talk a little bit as we go along about the professional development of our folks, and I'll also talk about preparing for the future of our community and the needs that we have, which are going to be great as the Suncoast Parkway bears down and begins to open up its operations right through the heart of our county. The extension of the turnpike will bring some of the bigger city problems right up here to Citrus County, but we're going to be trained and ready to respond to those problems like we always have been. I'm proud to leave a team of great professionals who have endeavored mightily for more than 133 years to bring excellence in public safety to you and your families. Thank you for that great question. We've got awesome talent in the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, and in fact, we've really done an amazing job of attracting talent from not only across the state, but from across the nation who want to join a great team of professionals. As we get talent into our community and we employ them at the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, what we want to do is foster not only a family environment for those folks, not only talk about the pay and benefits that they have, but also talk about the educational opportunities that we have across the Sheriff's Office and across the great community that we live in. Development of our team, who will be leaders in the future, is absolutely vital to ensuring that we meet not only the requirements of today, but we also meet the requirements of the future. As I mentioned previously, the Suncoast Parkway is going to be right smack dab in the middle of Citrus County in a matter of months. And as that parkway gets ready to open up, we want to be prepared for that. And the best way to be prepared for that is constant training, professional standards, and meeting not only the state accreditation requirements, but also being a nationally accredited law enforcement agency, which we're very proud of. We achieved a national reaccreditation in the summer of 2020, and we look forward to continuing to maintain that national accreditation for the years to come. This is take two. So in my opinion, the most important skill the Citrus County Sheriff should have is compassionate leadership. Leadership that cares about the employees, both the sworn employees as well as the support staff and the communications officers. A great example, though, is also having a compassionate heart about things that go across in the community. For example, on the 14th of February 2018, following the tragic event that occurred in Parkland, Florida, we dedicated our mission to ensure that we had a sworn law enforcement officer on every public school campus in Citrus County before the sun rose the very next day. And we have maintained that steadfast commitment to protecting our students, our staff, and our faculty on all of our public school campuses. But it also goes back to getting after things like deputy pay. Starting deputy pay under my leadership has risen by 17.6% in less than 4 years. A pretty amazing feat in an austere budget environment, but also while we're dealing with the challenges of a pandemic and the occasional hurricanes that fall upon our community and threaten our coastline, like Irma did in 2017 and Michael did in 2018. Many other challenges, but being a leader is about being there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to serve selflessly to the citizens. Having great partnerships in the law enforcement profession is absolutely vital to your mission success. We've got great partnerships with our county partners like Hernando County, Sumter County, Marion County, and Levy County. But we also reach out to some of those other counties like Hillsborough County, Polk County, and Pinellas County whenever we have a certain need and they've got the required assets that we need to use. But we also work very closely with our state partners like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. But most importantly, we've got great federal partnerships that we've really been able to leverage to the advantage of the citizens of Citrus County to bring to bear those federal assets to help us solve some complex cases. For example, when we had a child pornography event unfolding in Citrus County with more than 350,000 images and thousands of hours of video, we worked very closely with U.S. Secret Service and also with our partners in the U.S. Marshals Service to bring those assets to bear to help us reach out, have the technology, but also have the manpower that could reach outside of the state of Florida and go after some of those criminals that we need to get arrested. There are many other federal partnerships out there, too many to list off today, but most importantly, we never leave a stone unturned when it comes to partnering with our federal, state, and local partners to bring to bear the resources necessary to protect the citizens of Citrus County. As I said at the beginning, I'm Citrus County Sheriff Mike Prendergast. I'm humbled to serve as the Sheriff of Citrus County, an agency that has been on the books for 133 plus years. We serve 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we are relentless in the pursuit of protecting our citizens and solving the problems that fall upon them. Results matter and experience matters. I've brought to bear more than 3.5 decades of law enforcement experience to the citizens of Citrus County. I faithfully lived up to the oath, and I've never left a stone unturned when it comes to solving the complex problems facing our community and facing our state and nation as we respond to the challenges, but we also prepare ourselves for the future opportunities that arise from time to time and the things that are just over the horizon. The main points that I emphasized to you at the very beginning, I talked a little bit about in the three previous segments, is that we've gone after the drug problem, which was number one, and that was a 180% increase in my first 3 years in office in the number of drug arrests that we've done. We've gone after the traffic problems where we've not only cut down on accidents, but we've saved countless lives by really getting out there and enforcing the traffic laws across the community. And we've responded with a great team of awesome professionals who are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to serve our citizens, protect them, protect their families, and protect their futures. God bless you all, and thank you for watching this video tonight. And please vote for Mike Prendergast on August 18th. Thank you.